Hi guys, I am so excited. I'm going to show you how I do feathers with resin. These are my two samples that I was working on. This one was done with yarn. I don't know if you can see how sparkly it is. It's gorgeous. And there's flaws in it, but these were just to see if I could do it. This one was done with a ball chain, so that's what I'm going to use today. And this one, I started, like remove the feather and just see the smudges. This one was done on a dry background, and it was a total disaster. So then I took my finger and I rubbed some clear across this, just enough so my finger wasn't dragging, and then I dipped my ball chain into my colors. I drug it out, and that seemed to work. So then I smeared the messy one that didn't work, and I tried doing it again, and that was okay. But then I dug it a little too deep, and then I over torched it, so it distorted. So I learned my lesson there. So no over torching. And this one just got a little too muddy. But this was the same way with the ball chain, yarn and ball chain. So whichever one you like best, do that. Use whatever one you like. I like the ball chain. My friend liked the yarn, but so anyways, that's what that is. And I apologize for that glare. I don't know how I'm gonna, let's see. Is that too dark? I don't know. I better turn the light back on. Maybe we can adjust the camera angle. Sorry, don't get motion sick. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Let me pause it and adjust. Okay, here we go. See this right here? I had my heat gun on it, and it was just a little too... This is a camper table. My husband got us an old camper, and it needs work. But we're doing just a little bit at a time. Redoing the drawers and stuff so that we don't have to move the... It's a pop-up. But anyways, that's not the point. Point is, this is a camper table, and I did the colors of the interior. It's not the best. It's not gorgeous. It's not stunning. So I'm going to add feathers to it. But anyways, my heat gun got a little... I held it a little too long right there, and the acrylic paint that was underneath the resin bubbled up. So I'm going to put a feather on that to cover it up, because you don't have to start all over. You just do something to embellish it. So give me a second while I mix up my stone coat resin, and we will get started. Okay, I got my resin mixed up. I wanted to show you the colors that I'm using. Star White Shimmer from Color Cottage, and it's almost empty. So I have this Prisma 65. This is just a pearl. To help it go a little longer. 20 pearl pigment. It's got a silver color to it. Then we're using Color Cottage Smoky Gray. It's a dark gray. This is on here is called Silver Mist. And then in another cup I put the Smoky Gray and the Midnight Black. I love my Color Cottage This is just amazing. So I'm going to pour some resin into my cups. Here is the smoky gray. Don't need a whole lot of this, but this is like a little overboard. Can you see in here, I just did like a good old popsicle stick of the gray and then just the tip of black. So I'm gonna pour some of that in there. And then this is the pearl. I've dumped a bunch in because the pearl and the white are going to be my main colors. They're the biggest part of the feather. So let me mix this up for you. Don't breathe. You should be wearing a mask. Do what I say, not as I do, kind of thing. You want to stir it really well. And I've never done a resin video. I've played with resin for a few months. Monica Barnes got me addicted, or interested. Thank you, Monica, for feeding my interest. Monica Barnes art. I will put a link in the video because she's the one that has inspired me to continue to keep doing resin, step out, go beyond. You do first few things and they fail and you want to give up, but I kind of like I'm a dog with a bone when it comes to doing something and I can't get it right. That's the pearl. Now we'll do the sparkle white. But anyways, as I was saying, I'm not a resin know-it-all. I have stone coat just because I use it for other projects with my resin cups because it's FDA compliant. It does great on coasters because it can take up to 450 degrees. And I'm not selling stone coat. I just happen to use it a lot because of all of and it's got UV protection in it. It is expensive, so I'm still looking for alternatives. But you want to mix this really well because it will leave lumps if you don't. Like, I think that's mixed. So let's do this is the silver, so we'll do the silver, or smoky. Oh, what was it called? I can't remember. So anyways, my point is just use the resin you have on hand, whatever artist resin you've got. My stone coat is Art Coat brand. I would like to try the quick coat. Stone coat, if you want to send me a sample, that'd be great. Oh, I'm sorry, I was off camera, wasn't I? I'm bent over trying to... Really dark, much darker than that. So let me get my other stick. We'll get this here. Put my tray right here. I want a little bit darker than that gray. I don't want black because I think black would be too bold on this tabletop. You see a difference? Just a slight difference. Maybe I'll add a little more midnight black. Yeah, let me get a popsicle stick. Just gonna put just this much on. Put the lid back on the cap because I am notorious for knocking things over. And do you know you can mix your mica powders? I did one on this dark, it's almost a fuchsia, but it's blended out right in through here. And there's a spot right there. I have 3 pinks, and I was waffling, trying to decide which one I wanted to use. So I can't remember which one I actually put in the cup. And then I put in this groovy grape. Oh my God. It was the most gorgeous fuchsia I ever saw. And then I blew it out. Okay, that's a little, I think that will be okay. So let me turn my camera a little bit, and we will get it situated so you can see the tray and the ball chain, and then work on that piece right there. If I can get it to... Okay. First thing I'm going to do, let's see, is that good? Trying to stop the glare. Walk around my tripod here. Excuse me. Alright, I see what I'm doing. Alright, now I'm going to just push out just smearing it so that it doesn't drag. I need a little bit more because I don't know where my feather's going to go yet. But that's the beauty of resin, because you let this cure and then you just put a top coat on it and it self-levels. Woohoo! I'm going to have feathers on my camper table. Alright, that's overkill, guys. I just don't know which way I want to angle my feather yet. So the goal is to cover up this mistake here. So I've got my paint in here, and it's getting kind of muddy. And it's fine. I don't want it to drip really bad. Let's see. Let's do this way. All right. Now I'm going to carefully hold this end so that it doesn't move on me. And now I'm going to drag the feather, or drag the chain to make one side of the feather. Pull it so that it does a point. Nah, didn't do too good there. That's all right. Get this back in here. Put the chain along where it was. Now we're going to drag it the other way. These tweezers, are from my sewing machine, and I very rarely use them. All right, I'm gonna stick this back in. Now we gotta do some cleanup. First, I'm going to wipe that fat edge right there because I don't like that. This side, kind of losing the white, so That's another beauty of resin. You just do it again. And then there's the ultimate. This is my do-over tool. Scrape it right off and start over. So back at it. I'm going to redo this side because I don't, the white and the pearl has kind of disappeared. Let's see if I can hold this down with my porcupine quill. Oh, I like that color much better. And then you lift up, drop that back in there. Okay. Kind of hard to see the actual feather because of the background colors. So I'm going to take my porcupine quill and I'm just going to make the feathers look more presentable. You can use a popsicle stick, a chopstick. Oh my goodness, I forgot. Let's wipe off some of this. Gotta put this back in and pull the quill. There we go. That got away from me. Probably overdoing it, being a little overzealous. But see how this has got a natural thing, and sometimes the feathers curl over themselves. That's what I'm going to do there. And then down here, I'm shaking. Okay, I gotta come around the other side. Now you know how feathers have these little, shyster. I did a practice feather and I just put my arm in it. So let me get it fixed really quick. Grrr. All fixable. Just irritating. Move that out of the way a little bit. At the bottom, at the base of a feather, there are these little hairy, like downy type things. So you just, they all go whichever way they want. Oop. You just play with it until you like it. Now I see that my dark gray here is separated a little bit, so I'm going to try to pull that back in. Dip. You see what I'm doing? I'm dipping my porcupine quill into the resin to add the color back where I scraped it. Sorry, I'm not talking. I'm really concentrating. Isn't this fun? I'm making a feather. Okay, so now I'm going to torch this very lightly with my trusty Torch 400. Move that over. Really fast. Because I just want to pop bubbles. Okay. So now I see a couple spots where I gotta add more resin. Because it's didn't fill back in, and you don't want to over torch this or it will start flowing, and you don't want it to flow. Very cool. Now I'm wiping the end of my quill off. Give it another little quick torch. Pop bubbles. And voila. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is, off camera, I will do the rest of my table, and then I will bring you back for a finished wet result. So we'll see you in a sec. Okay, alright, here we go. I want to get a view of the feathers without the glare. They're not perfect, and I don't want them to be perfect. I want the imagination to see the feather. And then there's one that I pulled off just off the end of the table. And then this one is really cool. It's got a little spot right there where the resin repelled, or two spots. I think that that's going to make that feather look really cool. And then here's one here. Love the sparkle. And try to move slow. I put one way over there. So now we'll come out so you can see the whole table. I didn't want to overdo it. I just wanted a few feathers on there. So anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you want to see more resin art, please let me know, because I would love to do more and come up with some new ideas, new techniques. Of course, I'm sure I didn't invent this, but I don't know, I like it. So if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and like. Give me some feedback, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks for stopping in. Bye.